Okay, well, the Parliamentary Budget Officer has released its report on the 2025 federal budget. The PBO found key issues in the budget, notably that it doubles the deficit projected in the fall economic statement. The CBC's Mark Carcasole has more on this, and he joins us now in studio with more. So, Mark, these are pretty serious concerns being brought to light by the PBO.
Yeah, and there's obviously going to be concerns with any budget brought to light, usually by opposition MPs and whatnot. But when you're talking about the PBO, and for anyone who doesn't know what the PBO is, it's a nonpartisan, neutral party, according to the actual definition of it, quote, responsible for providing economic and financial analysis to Parliament for the purposes of raising the quality of parliamentary debate. In essence, they help MPs in Parliament understand what various measures like these, like budgets, financial measures, mean. So when the interim parliamentary budget officer, Jason Jacques, expresses concern about a budget, it is important to listen to it. It is definitely something worth hearing. And one of the concerns that he expresses is essentially that the budget expresses or shows concerns with the size of the deficit. He's accusing the government essentially of some creative accounting here, claiming that it's investing in the future when really much of these investments, which it's labeling as capital investments, are really just day-to-day operational investments, supplies, salaries, general overhead. He says essentially these things have been mislabeled in the budget. He says the budget projects an average deficit of $64.3 million annually from the 25-26 fiscal year straight through to 29-30, which, as Hillary mentioned, is more than double what was initially announced in the old 2024 fall economic statement. Mind you, that was a time when Justin Trudeau was Prime Minister, Chrystia Freeland was Finance Minister. Those were old times. It's a new government in power. But he also says that based on the PBO's definition, with capital investments just being things like capital transfers, capital amortization, and selected measures targeting the housing stock, capital investments would be much lower. So he's essentially claiming that the federal government is trying to hide its day-to-day into what it's calling capital investments. He'd like to see the federal government create some sort of advisory board to define exactly what capital investments are and what money is going where in that regard. He feels that the government's definition of capital investments is overly expansive. And he says that the report also suggests that the budget's two fiscal anchors, which would be balancing operational spending with revenues by 28-29 and a declining deficit to GDP ratio, likely will not be met. In fact, he expects the government will blow right past those anchors. He says the PBO's own stress test shows that there's only a 7.5% chance that the deficit to GDP ratio will actually keep on declining through the stretch laid out by the federal government. So some serious concerns there that will need some addressing as they go into final voting on the budget.
Okay, good to know. Mark, thank you for this.
Thank you.
The CBC's Mark Carcasole.